Hey guys, Pinobi here bringing another One Piece Mega Chapter review. This is going to be Chapter 617, The Shocking Incident at Coral Hill. Normally my style of Mega Chapter review is very insightful. It's about what I think about the actions of the characters, where it's leading the arc, where it's coming from, character motivations, what it means in terms of the big storyline elements. But this chapter was pretty straightforward. I think it was just kind of getting the action part of the arc rolling, so it's not too insightful, but I will go over the key events, and there's a little bit of things that come into my mind. It's called The Shocking Incident at Coral Hill, and then the cover story is Volume 5, Shimotsuki Village. Oh my Jesus, I could not be Japanese. I would kill myself. But, keeping Kuina up to date. And you see Zoro's old master, Kuina's father, smiling, standing there by her grave, which is all emotional and everything. It's implied to me that he's happy and that he's satisfied with everything. Before where after the Straw Hats got Frankie and it did the zoom around the world and it showed all the different characters affiliated with the Straw Hats, he said that he was surprised to hear about the events at Enies Lobby, but as long as Zoro treasured his kendo, it was okay. As the chapter progresses, just some of the key events. Nami notices that Hody has the Arlong tattoo, so some things that we already knew, the other characters are starting to know. There's knowledge becoming a little bit more universal. Hody reveals that he was a soldier just to get experience in the army. He talks about everything about how Arlong was just about to make his move and he was getting the strength ready to be his right hand or right arm or however that saying goes. And I just have to think to myself, how realistic is that? Can you really blame the Straw Hats for that? Because Arlong, in the grand scheme of things, was pretty weak. I'm sure we've met a lot of Devil Fruit users in the story that could have taken care of him like no problem. Crocodile, Lucci, Maria, any of the main bosses that Luffy's gone against so far. So not very realistic. It doesn't speak very well for Hody's strength, the fact that he thought Arlong could realistically have done that. But then we see Nami pretty much disappears. Nami also makes note of the word prophecy when Cody's like, "Oh, the Straw Hats of prophecy." She's like, "Prophecy? What?" And then after that, we don't really see her again. So is she off to do some research on that? That seems more like a Robin kind of thing to do. So we're not exactly sure what she's up to, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Maybe she's going to do some sort of crafty sneak attack like she did on Oars after the whole Kuma incident at Thriller Bark. Who knows? So then Hody goes ahead and he breaks the wall of the palace to let all the water in, which is a very good idea because a lot of the Straw Hats do have Devil Fruits, only one of them that are there being Brook. But it does impede their ability to fight, especially Usopp, because his projectiles, I'm sure, are not as effective underwater. Who knows how it would work in the manga world, but realistically, if you shot something underwater, it would just kind of fizzle. We see Hody use one of his moves, Archer Shark, which is pretty badass because I am a big fan of projectile weapons and I love archers and things like that. So for me personally, I thought it was badass as hell. Also, that angle is really interesting because it gives us a perspective on Hody's fin. We hadn't really seen that before, to my knowledge, beneath his hair, sticking out or whatever. And you see in the little action shot, he still has the little dog scarf around his neck, so I thought that was pretty interesting to make note of. Neptune protects, the soldiers, his underlings, with his body, showing that he is a really good guy, and he's this chapter really makes a point to show the difference in character. You see Neptune, who protects his soldiers with his body, and Hody, who uses his soldiers' body to protect him. So both of those happen, right next to each other, because Zoro uses his one-sword style Disaster Harbor Bird, a pretty badass-looking technique. It kind of looks just like 108-pound cannon, but You know, I'm sure there are some differences, not exactly sure what. You see Zoro's, like, teeth are showing in the scene where he's doing it, so maybe it puts some strain on him to do that. Not exactly sure. But Hody does just grab one of his underlings to defend it. And I have to admit, the scene looks pretty badass, but that's next level douche maneuver, Hody. And yeah, even Zoro's like, wow, this guy's a fucking douche. Like, yeah. Which is pretty funny, because Zoro's been a huge douche throughout this arc, with the whole cutting the other pirate ship as soon as the arc started, and just his entire demeanor has been very douche-esque. But he really changes in this chapter when he's like, oh, all negotiations with this country are broken, I couldn't keep my promise to return all the hostages safely. So he's like, oh, you know, let them go, we don't want them to get hurt. I never intended for this, basically, is the kind of vibe you get. So very honorable, and even one of the minister makes notes of that. And then we get to see Usopp do some more badassery, which is pretty fucking awesome, because, yeah, he's wearing his new goggles with his cool little hat, and he's like, Hisatsu Green Scar Rafflesia, or however you want to pronounce that, and it looks like a freaking vial plume, like, spurts from the ground, and I'm like, oh shit, what could it be, it's gotta be something badass. And he's like, eat this. And then it's like, and then there's like this little barfy, reeky, going around. So he's going back to his old tricks, which is actually kind of funny. It's really cool, actually, to see the old Usopp joking persona, like, display itself here. And the chapter surprisingly starts to come into a close, so it's really a short chapter. But next what happens is, you know, Brook's in the water partially, so he's getting weakened. Usopp, like I said, can't really fight well with the water. So Zoro understands the situation, frees Neptune, and says, hey, go help my bros escape, and I'm gonna hold off Hody, because obviously Hody would, like, fuck you guys up. And we see Hody holding a trident. I didn't notice him holding that before, maybe I'm just a herpaderp. I didn't really notice it, but now I see now he's holding a trident. You don't really see actually you do see Hody's underlings in the background, but they're just like way in the background. They're not really as much in the forefront as I thought they'd want to be. And it looks like it's going to be a face-off of Zoro versus Hody. And I'm thinking that Hody's got the, you know, a huge upper hand here, being that, yeah, it's not in water. And for some reason I thought, I was like, okay, Zoro's going to fight the other swordsman guy with poison, because Zoro always has to have a handicap when he fights. So he'll get poisoned, and then yada yada yada. But fighting underwater is a huge fucking handicap, so I don't know why I didn't really think of that. I mean, I thought of it as an option to happen, but I didn't really think Zoro was going to fight Hody underwater, so pretty cool. And we see that Zoro has a scar on his right neck, like this, over on the other side. I have never noticed that before. Maybe I'm a herpaderp and I don't remember when he got that, but I don't remember him having that. So interesting. And then I'm kind of going to rush through the last part because I didn't find it as interesting, even though it's the name of the chapter. Pretty much the civilians are accusing the Straw Hats of having kidnapped mermaids, and they're like, no, we didn't do it, even though Sanji's like, I would totally want to, you know, be with a mermaid and run off with one. And they're like, okay, you're guilty. And then you see Megalo and Luffy show up, which is good. I expected that. So now I'm starting to think that I thought that the fight would happen off where Frankie's at, but maybe it'll happen here. So who knows, and we'll see what happens with the civilians, because I think the civilians will play some sort of role. It'll be interesting to see how their opinion differs. I mean, at the very end of the arc, Neptune could just be like, hey, the Straw Hats are cool, shut up. And that could just be how it plays out, so I don't know. And, yeah, pretty much, Luffy shows up, and he's like, Hachi, what the fuck? And he's like, you guys need to get off this island, and that's all he'll say. And then Megalo can't keep Shirahoshi in his mouth anymore, because that shit was fucking bananas anyway. And she pops out, and everyone's like, what the fuck, boom. So that's pretty much the chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of short, not a super insightful review, but it was kind of cool to go over some of the little things that some people might not have noticed, like Zoro having that neck scar. I don't know what the deal with that is. Maybe he already had that, and I'm stupid. Nami disappearing, making note of the word prophecy. You know, all that kind of stuff. No more douche-esque Zoro. His new technique. All that kind of stuff. So the fighting is getting going. Interested to see how it's going to be, because I'm guessing next chapter Vanderdecken's going to show up at Coral Hill. So until next time, peace.